Hi, folks, and welcome to the Buttermilk Biscuit. I am Ashelade, and I am here to hang out, mediate, and let's see, sleep on your face on this 2-hour train ride through the twilight. Behind me is Erica and her powerful arms that I've given up fighting against. Here on the Buttermilk Biscuit, PBB, or Tabubba for short, all of my favorite goofballs, you, can connect and create in a mostly harmless, low-key environment as a home away from home. Take this time aboard as a chance to write that novel you've been sitting on, color in that coloring book, empty that litter box, or just take a well-deserved moment for yourself. There is no pressure to be perfect. This is just an opportunity to find energy in the company of like-minded cats, ducks, and monsters, and to share in our progress. There are a few open seats next to me that are available to subscribers of the channel with the command claim seat. As you can see here, Aubrey is already showing that off and is concerned about face sitting. I'm going to go ahead and run the help command, and it'll kind of give a quick description from the conductor on how to use some of that. If you need any help trying to figure that out, just let me know. I'm more than happy to help you get it sorted out. About the face sitting, that's what I'm here to do for 2 hours, is sleep on people's faces so that they wake up suffocating. The theme for the day is complications. What I had in mind for this was trying to do something maybe that's more complex than you're used to doing. That could be making a pattern in like an outfit or something for a character that you're designing that's more complicated than you would normally use, or trying to apply a texture that is way more complicated. It could be working in a complex time signature, so like a 12/4 or 12/6, like something that's very abnormal to write in. I am so used to writing in mostly 4/4 time signature, um, and occasionally I'll dip into like a 3/4 waltz kind of style, but I don't really mess around with other stuff too often. It could also be something like performing an activity that you're normally used to while having like a temporary handicap, and that could be like doing it blindfolded or trying to make music without actually having the speakers turned on or having the speakers or the sound turned so low that you can barely hear it, and using that as a platform to come at it from a different perspective and maybe um, realize something about the process or about doing something just completely differently that gives it a different tone or a different feeling. Um, that's the kind of thing that I like to do as a kid a lot more, and I don't think about it so much now, but like doing something that I'm very much used to while closing my eyes definitely gives a different perspective on the use of sound and touch, and you really have to rely on your uh, different senses in a way that I find very interesting. Um, I've been thinking about that, trying to find, a big thing of these themes for the day or concepts that you could work from is taking a different perspective on how you would do things normally to try to rattle up your brain a little bit and get out of some of these, grooves that we find ourselves sitting in. And so finding ways to complicate it is just as interesting as finding ways to simplify things. So that is the theme for the day. And on that note, I'm going to be trying to do, I think, more of a complicated piece that I want to start. I am still, off stream working on the animation, but I also want to do things that I can still show on stream because I want to do a lot of the animation and a lot of like the writing off stream so that it's still kind of a surprise for people. And I'm having to do a lot of writing for this one. So I have a concept for now that I've got 3 characters that could fit the mold. I want to draw Erica. You're the one squeezing my fat tummy, and Jam, the new character that I just designed, or that I updated, I should say, and me as Team Rocket, so Jesse and James, and me as Meowth. I had that idea just before stream, so I'm going to try to figure out some composition ideas. I don't normally do things that have multiple characters, and I kind of design them in different color themes, so I think it's also a good idea to learn how to mesh those into one cohesive look. The art style is similar, but the visual, the colors that I chose were different. So, yeah, it just seems like a fun thing to work on. That's kind of low pressure, and a good chance to learn new things. Yeah, thanks. I like that theme idea. It's something I would like to start doing on a more regular basis. I've done it with music before, where I try to write something without listening, and that's always interesting because you want to. Oh, Ruba. No maid. I mean, she's in there, but she didn't decide to say hi. But yeah, so I feel like Erica would fit. Her hair is very similar to James, and then Jam has a lot more energy, so she matches Jesse for me. So I'm gonna try to do that, and have kind of like a triangular, I guess, composition in my head, and I'll see how it works. But yeah, so if anybody wants to share what they're working on, what they're doing today, anything they've worked on recently, feel free to. What you're working on channel on Discord. I'm going to grab a link to that real quick just to make sure that if anyone comes in, they can get to it. right, so I'm going to get to it. Uh, Try to figure out this composition and look through some reference and try to see what's going to happen here. Seems like it's going to be a little bit difficult, but I'm excited because I love Jesse and Jane. Oh, nice. That sounds fun. Yeah, I really like the character designs that you've shared so far. They have a lot of personality. Yeah, sometimes you have like a lot of different ideas and a lot of things that you want to work through, but you need something like actually. We've talked about this, but you need something that's actually like satisfying, gratifying, as you said. That's like, okay, this is actually happening. Stuff moving around or a scene or something that can use just the characters you've already made. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Giving them like some sort of a like a shape base that also helps you make them more obviously separate, different silhouettes. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, yeah, and also the simple shapes would make it easier to animate too. Like if you have to do any like, I mean, like changes of perspective or hand animated frames, it's a lot easier to work with. In general, if they have a very simplified shape that you can go back to. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. getting the maid this time. Yay! Hi. Oh, I love that. I love that. Really lean into the goatsy. Yeah, I don't know if you ever got around to playing it, but I was very shocked when I was playing Ina or Enna Dream Barbecue that there was a door or a set of doors that were goatsy, and I was like, oh. It shocked me to see it so lovingly rendered. I very strongly recommend it. It's a trip, and the animation is super gorgeous. It's very creative and very stupid, very funny, very weird. Go taste. Never heard of her. I've been trying to think of a lot of like really shitty jokes for the script that I'm writing, and like computer-related jokes, and my brain keeps going back to stuff that's like not even really a joke, like server, I hardly know her. Router, I hardly know her. It's just like the same thing keeps popping into my head, and I have to like, no, actually try to think of actually like something that's funny or like even remotely clever. Be funny on demand. I try. It's very difficult to think of like a joke. It's funny because I feel like in conversation, it's a lot easier for me to be funny than it is for me to like write a script. So it's been pretty challenging. I'm like, oh god, it's been a long time since I like wrote out an animation script. Oh, hello. Excuse me. Oh. Okay. That was rude. you demand it? Okay. Um, let me look at one of the ones that I actually don't think I'm gonna use. Uh, why didn't the storage device, or let me do it in a computer. Why didn't the storage device visit its parents more often? It was a hard drive. Ah, ah, ah. Yeah, that's yeah, that's one of the ones I'm not gonna use. But it's on that it's on it like the ones that I'm going to use are actually a little bit worse. Like I'm very proud of them. Uh, yeah, good stuff like that. It's fun though because it's been a good excuse to like look through old Apple ads because it's definitely themed after like old Apple IIs or Apple Plus kind of old devices. And so, oh, I don't mean to interrupt. Thank you, conductor. Yeah, also it reminded me, and my dad reminded me of this, that I could look through Internet Archive to look at old, like, Mac magazines, especially ones that we used to have, and I haven't started doing that yet, but I'm really excited to. Looking through old Apple advertisements and stuff, trying to get a feel for what I want to do and, like, what kind of thumbnail I want to make. So fun. Also pretty nostalgic, but it's just fun to, like, look at old magazines. Got some wild stuff in there. A really fun and horrible thing to do, and I was just talking to Riley a little bit about this, is to go through like old video game magazines because they have like the worst advertisements. Super gross or super misogynistic. It's just like wild what they were putting in these magazines that they knew kids were reading. Like, I remember one that was like a jar full of old toenails. It was supposed to gross you out and make you want to buy a game, but did that work on anybody? It's like, oh yeah, I want to get the old toenail game. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Well, yeah, they'll have that too, but not necessarily right beside the toenails. Oh, hey, Ozzy. Hello, Norbold. I'm so focused in on what I'm working on that I kind of lost track of anything happening around me, aside from the train sounds. How's your day going, Ozzy? Oh, yeah, that's annoying, but I'm glad to hear that tomorrow is basically your Friday. It's really nice, especially after like some annoyances at work, to know that you have a weekend to look forward to, especially a long weekend. Yeah, I don't really know how that happened. Hi, me. I'm stream here. Oh, oh. Yeah, I don't know. Did you try, like, I mean, I think by the time you realized that the stream was already over, but I wonder if refreshing the stream would have worked. I know. I have DVR turned on for these streams so that you can, like, rewind or fast forward if you want to. So I also wonder if, like, fast forwarding or, like, changing the playback speed would have helped it get caught up. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I'm sorry that happened. That sucked. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't think that there's actually anything in there right now that checks for the max length, and it wasn't really a problem in all the testing because obviously I just posted kind of like short things. Uh, but every once in a while I'll look over and there's just like a wall of text floating above someone's face. Yeah, and I've run into that kind of stuff at so many different jobs where it's like, oh yeah, well I've been doing this and I know that we need to do this, and the way that you decided that we have to do this now is like so much worse than what we were doing before. I feel like that's anybody that's been in like I guess like a white collar kind of job used to just changes for changes sake or like just super inefficient changes. Even if they're based on something that's needed, like it's just like the actual implementation is not always great. I don't know. I saw you mention it earlier in Discord, and I looked it up. I've got a tab open, but I didn't actually read into it a little bit. I don't know. I need to get a better idea of what it is. Is it just like grading OC artwork, or? I mean, you don't have to explain. I'll read it afterward and get an idea if I want to do it or not. But I feel like explaining. I'm totally here for it. So I do have to say I did change your name to Jam, uh, just because I was like, oh yeah, you're right, Ozzy. This is like super strawberry coated. Everything was, and I was like, I really like that look and the color scheme, so I went with Jam. It also kind of fits the abrasive kind of attitude that I wanted. It sounds like a fun idea. Yeah, jam, like strawberry jam. Thank you, conductor. kind of funny. Still not super used to doing this, like having the same character over and over. But I am drawing something that has Jam and Erica in it. And I keep having to like, oh yeah, that's how they look. Not used to it. had such a strong urge to play Oblivion. I think it's just because I'm diving into all kinds of nostalgic stuff, and they just did the remaster. But I played that a lot when I was like 18 or so. And I remember being blown away by the physics. Oh my god! If you hit something, it moves. Yeah, I love that little bird. Bird's having to work at it pretty dang hard. If you're focused enough. They are. There are different sets of animations, but they are set to happen at random. The ones that have sound, like the duck at the front and the Roombas, are on a different timer. And those are regularly scheduled, but it still picks a random out of the three. And then all the other stuff is just semi-regularly scheduled. Like, since the noisy ones are on exactly 11 minutes, these are like... I could check. The stuff that passes by behind the trains on a 6 to 10 second interval, I think. And stuff like Wizard Dog. Is 30 seconds to 55 seconds. And then it picks a random one out of a lot of different choices. I feel like I'm norbled every day. Yes, my head is actually very large. How many colors of ducks are on the train? Counting the pink duck and the conductor, although you haven't really seen the conductor much. Four? Maybe four. The purple one's so cute. And yeah, purple is such a great color. I'm choosing to do this piece with some wild perspective. My brain is not. I need reference. This is way too complicated for me to trying to figure this out. Oh, that's such a fun song. When I get a song stuck in my head, I have to listen to it like over and over to try to force it out of my brain. Very much so. Is that the one where on the like the bus that where the furniture is moving around, or in some sort of like container? I don't remember exactly how they filmed it. With the big hat. That's what yeah, I think it was the giant treadmills. Yeah. Sure. What's the counterspell? Chomping at the bit here. What is it? What's the counterspell? Oh, I want to know what the counterspell was. Guess if I wanted to know it, and I'm begging, I'm crying, I'm pleading. But really, I'm just curious. Oh god, yeah. Well, instead I'll just have Bohemian Rhapsody stuck in my head. Yeah, well, Bohemian Rhapsody is like one of the better songs ever made, so yeah, if there's a song that I just absolutely dislike, then I could totally just replace it with Bohemian Rhapsody. I'll keep that in my back pocket. Or I'll put a like an MP3 player. I'll find some old one. I'll put only Bohemian Rhapsody on there, and I'll put it in glass. It says break in case of emergency. Just bust it out, listen to it if I absolutely have to. Sing along with it. Yeah, I guess technically it would. Had different movements in it. I will be right back. I was going to say this like 20 minutes ago, and then I started thinking about what I'm drawing. I completely forgot that I need to use the bathroom. So I'm going to go pee, and I'll be right back. And back. And hello, Rally. Should be free and barking and serving eggs. I know it's like, I don't know. It's a little, I guess it's strange taste, or it kind of throws people off guard, especially cis straight people. But I like to say that they're transphobic for doing things rude to me. Oh, I don't get the last pizza? That's kind of transphobic. Eggs is something Rally and I have come up with. It's our goal. Yeah, that's the thing, is that like, and it shows how much these people care, that they're genuinely like, oh, did I do something that I'm like, oh no, I'm being silly. I mean, again, I do it to like my immediate family. I try not to do it to too many people. I don't want it to be uncomfortable, because I know that if you don't know me too well, I am a pretty dry sense of humor. I don't remember if I talked about it here, but I'd been trying to think of a way, like a gender-neutral way to refer to non-binary folks, in a way that felt like personal to me, like kind of dismissive, and I settled on punks. Hey, what's up, punk? I like that. Very gender-neutral, and also kind of rude. Riley, keep your nasty, wet sense of humor out of here. Yeah, that's great. I love that feeling of comfort in a very gender non-conforming, or just kind of like sexuality, anything other than like cis, straight, and white. Like anything you can get in there to kind of add some texture to it. Great. Add some personality. Rally, I think you would appreciate this. So I've been writing jokes for the script that I'm working on for new animation, and it's all like retro computing based. And so I've been trying to think of really shitty jokes, or really shitty jokes to tell that are, I guess, mostly puns. It's like a why did the chicken cross the road style of like setups. And I have one that I'm not going to use, so I just wanted to say this. Why didn't the storage device visit its parents more often? It was a hard drive. But I'm gonna be doing these in a robot voice. So, why didn't the storage device visit its parents more often? It was a hard drive. So I hope you enjoy. I'm making up all these stupid jokes from scratch, and so I hope that you'll enjoy them when I'm done. Mega Girl? I don't know what Mega Girl is. It's I'm doing like the old school Mac OS text to speech thing. That's what I think of it as. What is Mega Girl? Is she related to Mega Man? Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I've never seen or listened to that, but they might have based it around that old. I don't think you did, Ozzy. Yeah, Riley, you have a very juicy sense of humor. Oh, that's pretty good. It's taking everything in me not to list all these jokes that I've made. Oh. I'm gonna get those pajama pants or shorts that say juicy on the butt. I just want to get some that say something really dumb. Yeah, someone calling themselves a juicy girl makes me very uncomfortable. Yeah. Oh, dear God, Riley. Have some self-respect. Have some respect for the people around you. You're being really transphobic right now. I've never heard of that ob, but it wouldn't surprise me if that is the case. Riley, you gotta get some better tights. They shouldn't be ripping apart that hard. Gungaga? What the hell are you talking about? Oh dear God, Ozzy. What the hell? Yeah, that's why they rip that fast. Riley, just stop flailing around. I don't know what kind of crazy dances you're doing in those tights. That's why you're ripping them. Don't twerk at work. Oh, I like that, Ozzy. That's cute. I like the implementation of specialized clothing for like tails and stuff being used for human and non-human. Yeah, tell us, Raleigh. How do you feel about Juicy Dragonborn? Bob, feel free to weigh in on this. Oh, crap. We're coming up on the end. Yeah, if anybody has anything they've been working on, feel free to put it in what you've been working on. Ozzy, I will grab the labels that you made and put those into the slideshow. And yeah, let me export super messy thing that I've been working on that I need to just get reference in or set up a 3D model so I can actually get the perspective correct. I just keep moving stuff around. looking rough. No, Relly, I need an answer right now. Oh, it does. Oh. Don't say the word jam. Don't say the word jam. That's my character. Oh. Yeah, it absolutely does sound like a product like that. So let me get these together. Oh, I think you learned just enough. Good, good. Let the perf flow through you. All right, Palpatine. He's returned yet again. Yeah, that's their reboot of the Star Wars franchise. Or probably just a cheap porno. Yeah, Bob, you really don't have much room to deny anything. Oh, I'm cycling through it. Oh, no, you don't... People, you don't have to say everything that comes into your mind. what inner monologue is for. Consider, do I need to say this today? Although the answer for you is probably yes. Good. Full story duck. I put everything except for the squished one into the slideshow. Because it seemed like you were just testing that and you weren't a super big fan of it. Okay. I think everything in the folder. I really need to find a way to automate this because it takes a very long time. Am I the masking police? Yeah, I got him, Ozzy. It's a little bit out of order, but that scene that you mentioned, it will come after the tape. Or the labels. So let me get these loaded up real quick. I know there's a way to like have this just read a directory and then automatically put everything in and just reuse the same folder every time. Limited time, limited brain power. I could just set it as a directory and reuse the same directory, but I kind of like having it sorted. All right, here we go. Okay, so Bob is kind of remaking a, like updating and finishing out and fleshing out a design for a company logo. Yes, the Cosmic Cat has brought us here today. The Cosmic Cat shits as we talk about art. But yeah, so we have this, and so this is like a rough draft sketch. We have kind of a first take on what it could look like. Obviously, this is really developing into a goat seed kind of look, and it's beautiful. I'm glad that there's a gold ring to kind of separate out these sausages a little bit more, and to make it show that the person doing the goatsy pose with their butthole is really, really kind of like doing pretty well for themselves. You don't get gold in this company unless you spread your butthole. We can see it kind of develop. Some gradients are added in here. And I think it's starting to look a lot nicer, a lot more cohesive. Let me scroll up and see if there's any actual notes. Integrating the ring is proving difficult. Yeah, I could see that. When you said ring, I just thought the entire circle, because I was too busy focused on my own stuff. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, I can see what you mean. It's no longer gold, so that means that they're really losing out on some money here. To an okay enough spot in the image. I don't want to look back and forth on these. I don't ever do logo design. Well, I did like the most basic version for the Buttermilk Biscuit, and it's like I wouldn't say it's professionally done or anything. So it's interesting to see people's take on logos. Next up, I'm so glad to see the text below, because it really sets the scene, you know, deploy hole.io. Very good tech company. Yeah, I really like how this is coming along, I get especially excited when people are doing things that I just have no clue on, like doing character design and stuff. I have like some basis, I'm trying to learn it, but when it comes to graphic design, I'm like, oh shit. That's an entirely different part of the art world, design, like that I just don't really have a lot of familiarity with. So, very cool to see. Thanks for sharing those. First startup. Next up, we're gonna get to Aussie's stuff here, and so let me check the notes here. Rico's most significant haircut. Yeah, so this is a little bit longer, it looks like. Oh, yeah. For a second, I thought that was Rita. On the left, just because the longer hair. I'm not used to seeing Rico with quite that long hair. That's really cute. I do like seeing Rico with some braids. Very, very sweet. Oh, I'm glad that you're able to help each other. If I need some graphic design help, I might bug the two of you at some point. I would like to have like a better logo for the Buttermilk Biscuit, and that's something that would go on the side of the train. But like I said, I have like 1,000 different things that I'm doing at any given moment. So was it a scissors cut, or was it literally a chomp? Like she just bit the hair right off? That would be pretty fun. Awesome, thank you. I can also see here, I probably need to make the text on the screen a little bit more. Let's make it stand out more. Okay. Chomp. Okay. Yeah, the mental image of chewing someone's hair off sounded pretty terrifying, although I get, you know, sharp enough teeth. Gotcha. So next up, we're getting to some really, really awesome labels here that Aussie's been making. Very interesting to see. That's the... let's see this. I might have to make this bigger for a second. Oh, it's just going one direction. A little bit hard to see on here from this side. Let me see if the next picture... I mean, this is great. Oh, okay. Yeah, you were showing me the... Gotcha. Powerful stuff. Decades from now, maybe they'll find these labels and think, what were they trying to say? What was the message here? Oh yeah, I see penguins. Very cute. Okay, so this is on a transparent, it looks like. Looks great. Make sure that people know about gay. There we go. Is this a phone case? Yes, it is a phone case. I'm glad. Asked and answered in one fell swoop. I love that. Super cute. I love this. What the heck is this thing? Obviously, I'm getting a bird feeling from it, but Julek? Fidget spinner case. Oh, I see. Okay. Damn, I didn't know they made cases for those things. Maybe it's time to get a holster, like a gun holster, but it's just for a fidget spinner. Very cute. This is such a simple, cute design. Oh, I love it. Julek. Gotcha. Yeah, I was like, I know I'm doing this wrong. Julek. Yeah, very American. I mean, Julek. I don't know, it's one of them Juleks. Julek. Oh, very cute. This is the, it's got more of a rainbow on it. Very cute. Oh yeah. Oh, look at this. Look at this bird. Look at this chicken. So cute. This is very powerful. Yeah. Well, it's not really surprising. Americans can hear the correct pronunciation for things like 1,000 times and not actually absorb it, even for words that they'll say on a regular basis. So, you know, it's just how it goes. Congratulations, America. Gay, 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 gay. That's what I say every day. That's in my heart. Oh, I'm sorry, there's exclamation points. Gay, 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 gay. That sounds like a song, like Livin' DeVita Loca or something. Gay, 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 gay. Da 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 da. But yeah, that's great. I like the color. Kind of makes me wish it was like a little bit more visible, the color. A little low key, and I feel like if you're gonna write gay in all caps with multiple A's in it, it needs to be as loud as possible. It is cute though. Last but not least, Ozzy also just shared this. This was, let's see what you mentioned. Oh, with the pants and feeling that there was a, gotcha. Very cute. Yeah, no, I figured that was what they came in. I was feeling, I just want to see the very strong gay energy just maxed out as much as possible. But yeah, this is really cute. The pants with the opening for the tail, super cute. It's not, I mean, just to clarify, it's not a dig against you or anything. I'm just saying I want to see some rainbow gay, some hardcore rainbow gay. I think I'm just feeling silly. Yeah, Rico's looking a little bit different from what I would normally expect. I think part of it's the face shape. Still cute. It's got a good energy to it. I like the hands out to the sides. What do you think? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's about all I do all day is just look at queers. The biscuit is just full of them. So I appreciate having even more on screen. I don't know, Space Cat gay? What do you think, Space Cat? Alright. And I want to apologize for this. I think I'm next. And it's super loose. I'm just trying to get an idea for the composition. I want to make it more dynamic, so have them tilted a little bit further back. But it is Jam and Erica, and I'm drawing them as Jesse and James, and I'm going to be Meowth, and I'm trying to figure out the pose for me, but Team Rocket was like a major thing for me growing up. Yeah, Jam's got to look kind of pissed off. She's got the Jessie energy by far, by comparison. Erica's more like stoner. she's not necessarily James energy, but I figured she was the better fit for that. So yeah, I need to, whether it's me taking reference pictures myself or using 3D models or just looking online, I need to get the angle right, because it's not an angle that I think I've ever drawn at, which is supposed to be a little bit below the characters looking up. And I want it to have more of a triangle feeling of like them coming in from the sides. I think Trigger definitely, her face here reminds me of a Trigger bit, maybe a little bit more zoomed out or like a lower detailed version of the characters that they'll do. Yeah, I think Kill la Kill is probably a good comparison point. But yeah, I mean, Studio Trigger, aside from however you might feel about their actual content, their animation style and their visual style is really, really good. And I've always enjoyed their faces and stuff. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on. I just started sketching this out at the start of the stream. I had the idea right before stream. I'll get some perspective stuff figured out, and then I'll start to actually try to fill out some detail and figure out the placement on everything. I'm thinking if I want the composition to totally work, maybe have like an explosion or something in the background, something to kind of like tie it together a little bit more. Yeah, Studio Trigger is just mega talented, and considering that they came from, you know, the remnants of Gynax, it totally makes sense that they have a lot of talented people there. But yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, it's super sketchy. I don't remember if I've shared anything quite to this degree where I'm like, I can see like a billion different things where I'm like, this doesn't look super great. But yeah, I'll come back to it. I wanted to work on something that I could actually share on stream instead of the animation that I'm working on, where I feel like I want to be a little bit more quiet. And so, love Team Rocket. They have a lot of very queer energy that I love. Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited for where it's going. But that is actually it for the day. Oh god, a million different messages. But yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up here, folks. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm glad that I got to hear about juicy butts on cats in Skyrim. I'm glad that I got to hear about people breaking their own clothing in public spaces. I'm glad that there was a little bit less booty today, although there's still booty. I'm glad that I have Bohemian Rhapsody stuck in my head now. Yeah. And I'm thankful for ducks. So, thanks again, everybody, for coming. I am a cat, meow. And take care. I will talk to you later. Peace.